In Nepal's spectacular mountain regions, people live just about everywhere. But once picturesque villages have been demolished after the earth shook violently beneath them. Batase was home to an orphanage, a place for children who'd escaped being sold into prostitution and could go to school instead. Now they're left with not much at all. But from Australia, a man who's like an uncle to them is on the way. He grew up here.
News from Nepal is all coming out of Kathmandu, and mainly more devastation and more affected, more lives and more houses have been destroyed in the villages.
Australian Nepalese Som Tamang owns a shop in Cairns. As soon as the earthquake hit, he and volunteer Steve Douglas knew where they had to be. We meet them in Kathmandu to travel to the mountains where people they care about are in trouble.
Can't believe all these people are living this condition, and what I'm just hearing from these guys is saying, once I go to the village, it's much worse.
As well as using his own money, Som Tamang runs the charity Friends of Himalayan Children. From North Queensland, he and others raise funds for buildings and to hire teachers in Batase. We're driving in the mountains to the north of Kathmandu, and as we get closer to Batase, we're seeing more and more destruction. As well as Som, we've got Steve Douglas in the car with us, who helps out with their charity. So what are you hoping to do up there?
Oh, look, we want to assess the village and see where the priority help can be.
Or assess the damage.
Assess the damage, and you know, there's a lot of devastation out there, so you know, who needs help and how can we help them? That's the main thing.
For Som Tamang, this is a tough journey home. His brother was a key member of the village and one of those who ran the orphanage. He was rushing back to Batase on a motorbike when the earthquake triggered a landslide that he couldn't outrun. Amber Tamang was killed.
I cannot believe this is real. It's like just lost my brother, left 4-year-old baby and her mother.
We arrive at the village, and the sight of her oldest boy returning home from Australia is too much for Som's mother to bear.
Mama.
The orphanage is gone, one of her sons is gone, and this woman says she doesn't want to go on living. All the building sadness and uncertainty is released when Som Tamang comes back. These children once counted themselves so lucky to live here. Now they have pretty much nothing. Yet there is one person who can help.
I suppose you have to be made of rock. I mean, we're just simple human being, just like everyone else. We have a feeling. Sometimes it's hard to control. And she fell off that roof with gravel and a window. And my sister was calling straight after 40 minutes what happened. And they were all just around the road out there running, and they were like unstable.
8-year-old Mingma Lama fell from the orphanage when its wall collapsed during the earthquake. She was trapped under the rubble. And did they know that she was alive?
Yeah, she was going out. She was
calling out.
And fingers still working. So some people pull this window up, some people pull this up, and then the one person, teacher Ranjan, pull her through the arm with the blood coming out.
Okay, Kamaya, I've brought these up from Kathmandu, okay, some medical stuff for the children.
They've brought some medicine with them, but it's pretty basic.
What else do you think we could bring up, Kamaya?
Antiseptic creams and some bandages.
Okay, do you think we need more bandages?
Yeah.
Okay.
All through these mountains, there are small, smashed-up communities that have received no help at all. We've seen them on the way up here. Though the need is great, these places are frankly quite hard to reach. and they were never going to get the same attention as the larger population centres. So people who live here are worried that it's going to take quite a long time until their lives approach anything like normality.
Everyone, they lose their homes, so they're living in a tent like this and like that, and in ground. And then some of them, they have enough blanket to cover their body at night time, but some of them, they lose their even blankets and bed covers and everything. After earthquake, they lose all the food and everything. Now they're being homeless and foodless, clothless.
In Batase, they were already poor and just getting on their feet when everything was ripped from under them. And yet, they still find a way to keep going.